Hi, wonderful family. Praise the Lord. This is your girl Sandra once again, and today I'm going to share with you about what happens when you keep fighting the will of God concerning your marriage. So, this that I'm going to share with you is a personal testimony a sister of mine shared with me. She is one of the girls I fellowship with in our local church, and at the moment currently she is married. So before this girl got married, it was last year, I have another close friend of mine who I take to be like a mother to me. And there was this one time she called me and told me, Sandra, there was this one time I came to your church, and what I saw was so it was something I didn't understand at that moment. Then I asked her to share with me what it was all about. So she tells me she saw this girl and a certain pastor in our church, and all she could see was them getting married. So we decided to keep that message to ourselves, and I was like, if it's truly the will of God, it will surely come to pass. So some few months down the road, I had now gotten a job. I was not at church. I get to know that these people are what? Are getting married. So it didn't come like a surprise, but I was so amazed because what the Lord actually revealed to this girl had certainly come to pass. So it was just last month I went back home, and I didn't get the chance to attend her wedding, but I got the chance to listen to her testimony. So she told me that the time the Lord revealed to her husband, there was this guy she was dating at that particular time, and that was the guy she thought was to be her husband. But then the Lord fought here and there that she would not marry the wrong spouse. So that guy who she thought or who she was to marry gets a dream that this girl was getting married to another guy in church. So this guy gets so furious and he gives her a call. He's like, no matter what I have seen, it will not come to pass. There is no man who will take you away from me. I've seen you getting married to so, and it will not happen. So to the girl, it was like a confirmation because she had started seeing some signs, and the Lord had started speaking to her concerning this guy. So there is this one dream she got when she was walking with a friend, and at the end of the road, this guy was standing, this guy who is her husband now, he was standing at a distance waiting for her. So this girl escorted her and then handed her over to this guy. Then they started walking this journey together. And he said he would not let go of her. So she woke up from the dream and she was like, What? Did I see clearly? Is that truly what the Lord is saying to me? So after some time, she got the dream like twice. She got another dream when she was also again with this same guy, but she tried to fight it so much because she was like, it might be my thoughts or it might not be me. Then after a while, she said when she fought the will of God so much concerning that, and imagine you're going in the same church with this guy. So I imagine the tension that was there. Each time she could see the guy is there. But then she says that the more she fought the will of God, the more the Lord started dealing with her heart. So there was this one time she did something. The Lord revealed to her something concerning the man, and she was like, God, not that one. I think I deserve something else. Or like, I believe we all have our own desires and maybe qualities, and maybe okay, this man is a man of God, and maybe maybe she never saw herself marrying a pastor, so it came as a surprise. So she was like, God, no, if this is you, then you have to speak to the guy. So time comes, she fights it, Then there is this one time she was in church. Actually, she was home. She literally got paralyzed, her whole body, because she told the Lord that she would not accept to marry this guy. So she got paralyzed, her whole body. She did not understand what was happening to her. And then this immediately she told the Lord that, okay, God, I'm tired of fighting your will. I accept, I will do your will. That's when immediately her body from head to toe literally normalized and she went on with her life. So time went by, these people were friends. Imagine, okay, they were all ministers at church, so I believe they would see each other, talk to each other as friends, but people had also started seeing the spark. So, to cut the long story short, this one time, this guy was ministering in church. That day he was the one to preach. So she was seated back listening to his sermon. Then she was still battling in her mind and telling herself, God, I don't know, but I cannot marry this guy. I don't know what. She was still complaining within her mind. Then all of a sudden, again, she got paralyzed literally from her head to toe. And she had a voice within her telling her, apologize to the man. Her story was so interesting but also painful. So the Lord told her, go and apologize to him right now. So immediately after the service ended, she had to look for this guy, but she could not even walk. People saw her, she was just there in her chair. She was all paralyzed. She didn't know what next to do. Then she reached out to one of our lady pastors in church. Then she told her, even her mouth, she could not talk well at that moment. So she told the pastor, I want to talk to this guy. So, so the pastor knew that something was happening that was not right. So she held her hand and led her to the man of God. So when he led her to the man of God, she knelt before the man of God and apologized to him. And after she apologized to him, everything normalized and she was okay. Then after she went back to her place and she was like, God, forgive me for fighting your will, but I accept to do your will. If it is truly you, please minister to this guy and speak to him. So after some time, the guy comes to her and makes his intentions known. He was like, the Lord revealed to me that you are my wife, and I am going to share it with our spiritual father and everything. So she tried to fight the will of God, but she couldn't. And because the Lord loves her and he is too intentional about marriage, her marriage, and everything concerning her life, he could not make her mess up. Like, she didn't marry the other first guy, and now she brought the man she was to marry at the right time. And though she tried to fight the will of God, the Lord made it possible for her. And today they are married, they are happily married, they are together, and I really bless the Lord for that testimony. It encouraged me so much. So if you're out there and you're fighting the will of God for your life concerning your marriage, perhaps the Lord has revealed to you your spouse, and maybe it was your second choice or it's not what you expected, but the Lord gives us what we need and not what we want. He knows what is best for us. So let's stop fighting the will of God and obey. To obey is better than sacrifice. So my sister, my brother, it doesn't matter what you're holding on to. It doesn't matter what you desire or what you've been expecting. But look at what the Lord has put before you, and everything will just work out fine and perfect. God bless you, and I love you. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. God bless you. Ciao.